Hello, we're going to do some more basic non-calculator work today, and to get our brains warmed up for that we've got 3 starter questions to do. So the first one and the second one are practicing our long multiplication skills. So remember how we do that. The top row is going to be times 20. The second row is going to be times 8, and then we're going to add them together for the bottom row. So we're going to times 20, so we're ignoring the 8 and we're putting a 0 here. Okay, so 2 2s are 4, 5 2s are 10, 4 2s are 8, add the 1, makes 9. Then we're going to ignore the 2 and just multiply by 8. So 2 8s are 16, 5 8s are 40, add the 1, and 4 8s are 32, add the 4, makes 36. And then when we add them together, we've got 6 is 6, 4 add 1 is 5, 0 add 6 is 6, and 9 add 3 is 12. So no decimal points in the question, so no decimal points in the answer, and that's the answer, 12,656. Okay, on to the next one. So what we're going to do here is ignore the decimal points. We're going to pretend they don't exist. Actually, that's not helpful to put crosses there, it looks like times. We're just going to ignore them. Okay, so at the side, we're going to do times 80, and then times 6, and then add them together, and then work out where the point goes. Okay, so if we want times 80, we're going to put a 0 in here and ignore the 6. So 4 8s are 32. 0 8s is nothing, add 3 makes 3, 6 8s are 48. Then ignore the 8 and deal with the 6, so 4 6s are 24, 0 6s are 0, add the 2, and 6 6s are 36. And then when we do our adding, we've got 0 and 4 is 4, 2 and 2 also 4, 3 and 6 is 9, 8 and 3 is 11, and 4 and 1 is 5, but we've not finished yet, because if we have a look, we had 2 decimal places in the question, and so we need 2 decimal places in the answer. So the answer is 519.44, but we should also think about our answer. So we've got about 60 times 8.5-ish. Okay, so 60 times 8, 6 8s are 48, so 60 times 8 is 480. So there isn't anywhere else in this number that we could put a decimal point to get a number in the region of 480. Okay, put it there, it'd be far too small. There, it would be far too big. Okay, right, the next one. So this is BODMAS this time, order of operations. So remember, the B stands for brackets, the O stands for of, then you've got divide. Actually, instead of writing these ones out, I'll just multiply, add and subtract. Okay, so we've got a multiply, we've got bracket, we've got add, so let's just tick those off. We've got multiply, bracket, add, we've got divide, and we've got a subtract, so we've got loads there. Okay, so we have to do them in the right order. So the first thing is we work out the value of the bracket. Okay, so everything else stays as it was. Okay, so 2 add 9 is 11. We've worked out the bracket. Okay, now don't forget 3 bracket 11 means 3 times 11. Okay. So now we've got dividing and multiplying. So dividing and multiplying can happen in any order, as long as we don't do the subtraction until the end. Okay, so let's not make this complicated. Let's not do 5 times 3 times 11 and then divide our answer by 11. Let's do the 11 divided by 11 bit first. Okay, so that's 1. So we've got 5 times 3 times 1, take away 3. So basically we've just got 15, take away 3 is 12. Okay. So what we're doing today is basically working with decimals, adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing. So this is all revision, and if you're absolutely fine at this, you don't need to watch the video, just go on and do the practice questions. Okay, so first of all, the most important thing, and I am starting from scratch here with you guys, just in case there's any gaps anywhere for any of you. So most important thing is to get your points lined up. So if you start with 42.3 and you want to add 7.5, then the decimal points have to be underneath each other. So the 7's before the point and the 5 is after. So 3 add 5 is 8, keep the points in line. 2 add 7 is 9, 4 add nothing is 4. So easy peasy. Okay, next one, 329.8. Add 6.47. So to get your numbers in the right place, the points have to be in line. So the 6 comes before the point and the 4 and the 7 come after the point. When you're adding and subtracting decimals, you should fill in spaces with zeros that are to the right. You can fill in these spaces with zeros as well if you like. Fill in any spaces with zeros. So 0 add 7 is 7. 8 add 4 is 12. Keep points in line. 9 add 6 is 15, add 1, 16. 2 add 0, add 1 is 3, and then 3 add 0 is 3. So 336.27. So remember, when you've got digits after the decimal point, you say them individually, you don't say 0.27. Okay? Then subtraction, 53.234. Right, take away 8.91. So put the point in first, and then 891. Fill in spaces with zeros, and then subtract. So 4 take away 0 is 4, 3 take away 1 is 2, 2 take away 9 you can't do, so you borrow. So 12 take away 9 is 3, keep points in line. 2 take away 8 you can't do, so you borrow again. So 12 take away 8 is 4, and 4 take away nothing is 4. So 44.324. Okay, and then the last one of the subtractions, 5,000.2 take away, right, 362.4. There we go. So 2 take away 4 we can't do, so we need to borrow. But you can only borrow from your next door neighbour. So there's nothing there to borrow. So they have to go to their next door neighbour and see if they've got anything, and they haven't. So this person has to go to this next door neighbour and see if they've got anything, and they don't. So this person goes to their next door neighbour and they have got something to borrow from. But remember, you can only borrow from your next door neighbour. So now it has to kind of all come back along the line. So this person now lends to this person. So that makes that 9 and that one 10. And then the same again. So this person lends to this one and this person lends to this one. So 12 take away 4 is 8. Keep points in line. 9 take away 2 is 7. 9 take away 6 is 3. 9 take away 3 is 6. And 4 take away 0 is 4. So 4,637.8. So next we're going on to multiplication and division. We've already done a little bit of this recently, but it's the dividing that I want to get on to really today. So 5.39 times 7, we know how to do that. We do it as a normal multiplication and then we put the decimal point in afterwards. So 9 sevens are 63, 3 sevens are 21, add the 6, makes 27. 5 sevens are 35, add 2, makes 37. Then looking at the decimal places, we've got 2 in the question, so we need 2 in the answer. So it's 37.73. Okay, now we've got a long multiplication. Recapping what we did earlier. So the top line is going to be times 20. The second line is going to be times 5, and then we're going to add together. So we put a 0 in here and ignore the 5. So 8 2s are 16. 7 2s are 14. Add the 1 makes 15. 4 2s are 8. Add the 1 makes 9. And then multiplying everything at the top by the 5. So 8 5s are 40. 7 5s are 35. Add the 4 makes 39. 4 5s are 20. Add the 3 makes 23. So adding up, we've got 0, 15, 9, and 11. And we've got, if we have a look, we've got 1, 2 decimal places in that bit. Got 1 decimal place there. So altogether we've got 3 decimal places in the question. So we need 3 decimal places in the answer. So the point has to go there. And again, excuse me, if you think about it, we have got in the question almost 5 times 2.5. Okay, so 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. So we need our answer to be between them. So we've got 11.95. Now, if we were writing that as our answer, of course, we would just say 11.95. We don't need the 0 on the end. Right, dividing. Okay, so just normal dividing. So 5 into 2 doesn't go. So you can put a 0 if you want, or you can just carry that 2 onto the 1, or you don't even need to carry it. You can just look 5 into 21. So 5 into 21 goes 4 times, remainder 1. Then 5 into 18 goes 3 times, 3 5s are 15. So that leaves us 3 left over. When we're dividing, we keep our points in line. And 5 into 35 goes 7. And that's the exact answer. Okay, this one. Now, I know we're working on decimals, and there aren't any decimals in this question, but a quick look at that shows that 5 isn't going to go into 834 because it doesn't end in a 5 or a 0. So 5 into 8 goes once, carry 3. 5 into 33 goes 6, carry 3. 5 into 34 also goes 6, carry 4. But there's nothing for that 4 to carry on to. So remember, 834 is exactly the same amount as 834.0. Okay, keep your points in line. And 5 into 40 goes 8. So the answer to 834 divided by 5 is 166.8. Okay, and this is called a terminating decimal because there's nothing to carry now. We get to the end of it. Okay, the next one, 973 divided by 4. Again, we can see this is not going to work out exact because 973 is not an even number. So 4 into 9 goes twice, carry 1. 4 into 17 goes 4 times, and again carry 1. 4 into 13 goes 3 times, and again carry 1. But there's nothing to carry that one on to, so we put a 0.0. Keep your points in line. 4 into 10 goes twice, remainder 2, so we can put another 0. Remember, put as many zeros as you like after the point. And then 4 into 20 goes 5. So the answer to 973 divided by 4 is 243.25. Okay. So we're going to continue now with our dividing that involves decimals. So here, 725 divided by 20, what we're going to do is 725 divided by 2 and then divide by 10. Okay, so 725 divided by 2. 2 into 7 goes 3, remainder 1. 2 into 12 goes 6. 2 into 5 goes twice, remainder 1. But we've nothing to carry that one on to, so we need to put a 0.0, keep your points in line. 2 into 10 goes 5. So what we're now working out is 362.5, but we need to divide that by 10 because we've only divided by 2 and not by 20. So remember, you move your digits one place to the right, so that'll give us 36.25. Okay, next one. 479 divided by 7. Right, now, this will matter in a minute, this one decimal place. So 7 into 4 doesn't go. 7 into 47 goes 6 times. 6 7s are 42, so we're carrying 5. 7 into 59, well 7 8s are 56, so we're carrying 3. But we've nothing to carry that 3 onto, so we need to put a 0.0. Keep your points in line. 7 into 30 goes 4 times. Now, the question said to give our answer to one decimal place, but we can see that this decimal's not terminating here, it's not finishing because we've got 2 to carry on. Okay, so what that means is because this decimal would go further, to give it correctly to one decimal place, we need to work it out to 2 decimal places and round it. Okay, so we need the extra 0. Oops. 7 into 20 goes twice. And then we could do our carry in there, but we only needed that other decimal place. So we can see that 68.42 to one decimal place would be 68.4. But dividing by 7, unless it's in the 7 times table, it's going to go on and on and on. Okay, the next one, 491 divided by 3, and we're asked to give this one to 2 decimal places. So we're going to have to work it out to 3 and then round. Okay, so 3 into 4 goes once, remainder 1. 3 into 19 goes 6, 6 3s are 18, so carry 1. 3 into 11 goes 3 times, 3 3s are 9, so you've got 2 left over, so you put a 0.0, you keep your points in line. 3 into 20, well 3 6s are 18, so it's 6 with 2 left over, and again you can put as many zeros as you like. 3 into 20 goes 6 times, with 2 left over, and you can see what's happening here. It's just going to keep going with 6s. Okay, so if we're giving it to 2 decimal places, we would say 163.67. Okay, now what we get actually when we've got this 163.6666, what another way of writing that would be 163.6. And if you put a little circle above the 6, that means recurring. So that 6 goes on and on and on. Okay, and here we're just going to do to 1 decimal place. So it means we need to work out to 2 decimal places. So 59.18 divided by 9. So 9 into 5 goes none. 9 into 59. Well, 6 9s are 54, so we've got 5 left over, keep your points in line. 9 into 51, 9 5s are 45, so it'll be 5, remainder 6. And then 9 into 68, well 7 9s are 63, I was saying that the wrong way around then. So 7, and we would have 5 left over, but we only need to be given 1 decimal place for our answer, so that would be 6.6. So you always need to work out to an extra decimal place to be able to round correctly, otherwise we'd be stopping here and saying that that's 6.5, and that's not the right answer. Okay, so well done. That's all we're going to do today, so try the practice questions and give me a shout if there's anything you're not sure about. Okay, see you later.